Picture this. The sun has just set, a fire is crackling, and everyone in the compound is settling in under a large matuba tree. Think about what makes a great story. When you read a printed book, the words stay exactly the same on the page. But when a storyteller stands right in front of you, reacting to your gasps and laughs, the story feels alive. That is oral literature in action. It is exactly what it sounds like. Stories, poems, and songs that are spoken or sung instead of written down. It relies entirely on human memory and the skill of the performer. Long before printed books were common, this live performance was the main way our ancestors passed down history, taught lessons, and entertained their communities. People did not need paper to keep their traditions intact. They used their voices and memories as a living technology to preserve an entire civilization's culture without writing a single word. Different types of stories served specific purposes. Take folk tales, for example. You might hear about clever animals like Wakikere the frog or Wanjovu the elephant. Using animals with human traits lets storytellers teach moral lessons safely without accidentally insulting anyone in the village. Then there are myths and legends. These stories tackle the big mysteries, like explaining how a lake formed, or they take real historical heroes and exaggerate their incredible deeds over time. Oral literature also moved people through physical labor. Communities sang work songs, using the rhythm to keep everyone in sync and turn grueling manual work into a shared, energetic team effort. For quick advice, they used proverbs. These are short, clever sayings that offer a universal truth, acting like a fast shortcut to cultural wisdom. Whether they were teaching, entertaining, or keeping a work crew moving, every single form of oral literature served a highly practical purpose in daily life. A printed story uses exclamation marks and commas to tell you how to feel. A live story relies entirely on the physical and vocal tools of the person performing it. This diagram illustrates what we call the oral literature performance circle. You can see the central storyteller right here, completely surrounded by their audience in a community setting. To pull the crowd in, the storyteller uses their voice like an instrument. They might drop to a whisper to share a secret, or raise their pitch and shout to show anger. They also use their whole body. Wide eyes show fear, a huge smile shows joy, and they use their hands to physically demonstrate the massive size of a monster. And notice these arrows connecting back to the storyteller. The audience is never quiet. They actively participate by clapping rhythms, shouting answers to questions, or jumping in to sing a chorus. A true oral performance is a two-way street. The story only works because of this continuous loop of energy between the person speaking and the people listening. Because it relies on that live interaction, a story told out loud is never told the exact same way twice. If the crowd is energetic, the storyteller speeds up. If they are scared, the storyteller slows down to build suspense. It is common to assume oral literature is a relic meant only for the past, or for people who cannot read. In reality, it is happening all around you. We rely heavily on this exact art form today. You see it when a student delivers a powerful speech, when a comedian commands a stage, or when politicians debate in Parliament. You do it yourself. When you get back to school on Monday and tell your friends a dramatic story about your weekend, you are using those exact same skills of pacing, voice, and gesture. Even singing a soft traditional lullaby to comfort a crying baby is a direct participation in this timeless practice. Mastering these techniques keeps Ugandan culture alive, while turning you into a sharper thinker and a more persuasive speaker in any setting.